Hi guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another 7 Minutes Worth video. Today we have another how to build video and it is about siege defense. It looks like videos like this is getting a lot of more love and interest from viewers, so here's another one. Today I'm going to talk about a nat 5 defense in siege. The issue with nat 5 defenses is that there are so many variations. Don't get me wrong, there are meta nat 5 defenses as well, but the problem is that I don't have all the nat 5s. So I can't really talk about it if I don't have it. So instead, I will talk about some nat 5 siege defenses that are working well for me and the variations you can do if you don't have certain units. So let's get right into it. So the defense I'm going to talk about today is Seara Loren Perna. Some people at this point might wonder why is the title Seara XXX XXX. Well, that is because although I am using this team can be used in different variations. The point is that it needs to have a Seara for the defense that I'm trying to run. So first, let's talk about my current defense. This is how it is currently doing. The defense log, this is how it's currently doing. 49 wins and 43 losses. It is doing well, but the score got a little worse because I got a few more losses in yesterday's siege. Anyhow, this is how it looks. After I talk about the runes, I will show you the runes for each of these units and talk about it so you know what you need to strive for and maybe even comment on what I need to improve. So now let's just get right into it and start talking about the runes. We will start with Loren, meaning that it should be moving first. Loren can have two main builds, one on Violent and the other on Swift. First, let's talk Swift. Obviously, you want to get your Loren as fast as possible and make sure it takes first turn. I want to stay at least 280 for Ju1, maybe 290. I think that sounds about right. The other build is Violent, which I like better personally. Again, you want your Loren to be fast, so I want to say the very least it should be on 250 speed, at least. I think some of my guildmates have it on a fast 270 vial, obviously, which is better. The downside is that your Loren is still slow, right? 250 is not that fast, especially if the opponent is coming or the player is coming in with a Swift set. So there's a higher chance the opponent will outspeed, but on the one upside is that if your Loren procs, it will bring in multiple defense breaks and attack bar pushback. Usually if this happens, the chances of the opponent coming back is almost 0%, unless the Loren fails to strip immunity, which means no defense break and pushback. The other stats you need to think about is HP, defense, and finally accuracy. Loren is there to bring in defense break plus attack bar pushback on the enemy, so the longer it survives, more disruption it brings into the opponent's team. Tankier the better, because you want your Loren to survive to bring in these debuffs. Now the subset. The two most popular builds is Will, Revenge, and finally Broken. So actually the three most popular builds is either Will, Revenge, or Broken. Broken is popular because you usually make your Loren the fastest with the Broken set, right? So that's why Broken is popular. Revenge is also popular because even if you do get outsped, there's a chance your Loren revenges, which will lead up to a defense break and attack bar pushback to that opponent unit that hit Loren. And there's a very high chance that the Lorens get targeted first because the Loren is the one that's bringing all that disruption to their team. So Revenge can be game changing if it does happen. Finally, Will is just Will. Best set to have if you want your unit to be safe. With it, it is hard for your Loren to get controlled without a strip. So that's Loren. Next is Seara, meaning it's taking second turn. There is only one main build on Seara and that is Violent. I think no one can dispute that. She is a little hard to rune because she needs so many stats, but she does repay with those runes. I guess not all the times because she sometimes fails. She fails to land the bomb, and the bomb is everything. But you know what I mean. Let's just assume that she's gonna land the bomb. She should be decently fast. I want to say at least 220 speed. The subset should be Will because usually the opponent outspeeds, and even if it doesn't, it's really hard to get your Seara to go next after a Swift Loren because it's simply so fast, right? A 280 Loren that's pushing back the opponent, but there's no attack bar boost, so if there's another unit in the opponent's team that's fast, then they're gonna take the second turn. So then they could obviously target the Seara. And you don't want them to be controlling at that turn, right? And so that's why Will is the best. But I do see people go Revenge if their Seara is on a high crit build, because Seara gains attack bar if she crits. If she revenges, there's a good chance she steals a turn. However, my opinion does not change. I think the subset should be Will. Now Seara is taking second turn to land her bomb. We are hoping that the Loren strips of Will. I mean, it's AI, right? But let's just hope that, I mean, theoretically your team is running on theoretical order and theoretical skills. So let's hope that your Loren use skill 2 and strip the unit who had Will. And let's hope that your Seara goes next and bombs that unit, right? I don't know if Seara's AI prioritizes units without Will, but nonetheless, that is what you are hoping for. From this, we know that Seara needs speed, right? Like again, at least 220. She needs accuracy to land the bomb, but no, she needs more. If you want her to take more turns, she needs a good amount of crit rate, again, to cycle her turns with her auto attack. If you want her damage, if you want her bomb to do a lot of damage, she needs attack. And finally, if you want your Seara to survive, she needs HP and defense. So yes, she needs a lot of stats. Actually, all of the stats other than resistance, but again, resistance is also a plus. But that's Seara. Finally, the Perna, meaning it's going last. Again, only one main build on Perna, and that is Violent. There are a couple stats you need to focus on Perna, and that is HP, attack, speed, crit rate, and crit damage. Because she is going last, she needs to be a little slower than Seara, so she doesn't get cut. But I mean, I see a lot of people that just ruin Perna around a total of 200 speed, and I think that's usually fine. Perna does a lot of damage, so if your Loren lands a defense break, it is likely the Perna will finish it off. Obviously, if the Seara didn't finish it off already with the bomb. The subset again should be Will. If you have Will, it increases the win rate of your team. It's just safe, right? Because it forces the opponent to bring in a strip if they want to take first turn to definitely kill a unit, or they have to take a second turn. They have to take the second turn, which then is taking a risk from getting stripped by Loren. Back to Perna. Some people do revenge on the subset because Perna has a stun on skill 1, but again, Will should be the way to go. Some people might say, oh, there's no sustain in this team, but no. Perna's skill 3 brings in the sustain, right? Her passive is a sustain for your entire team but her. She needs to be tanky, right? Because Perna doesn't heal herself, only her allies. I will not specify any numbers here, but again, I'll show you my Perna and her stats so you can have a reference for a G1 Perna, right? I'm gonna say a G1 Perna because this team is doing relatively well. At this point, I need to start talking about the XXX, right? The variations, the replacements of these units. So there are some replacements you can use instead of Loren and Perna. Well, I don't know about some, there's a few. For Loren, you can use Orion. I'm going to only talk about Orion for this one. Orion brings in the strip, defense break, which is similar to Loren. And although that Orion has no pushback, Orion's skill 3 brings in the attack bar boost, right? So it almost guarantees that your Seara and Perna is going to take the next turns. Now Perna, she could be replaced with Rauk. I personally think that Rauk is better because of the team up skill, right? Skill 2. If it brings in Loren, you get another defense break chance and attack bar pushback. And if it brings in Seara, assuming your Seara has high crit, there's a high chance your Seara will steal a turn after your Rauk goes. And Rauk definitely has more kill potential with the defense break and with the smother. I don't know that vroom. Yeah, but again, if you fail to do that, right, or if it fails to outspeed, he is pretty easy to kill because Rauks are usually squishy. So the rune requirements for Rauk is a lot higher because he needs to be tanky. There's no more sustain for the team, and he needs to be fast because he definitely needs to go right after the Seara. So the rune requirements are a little higher. So if you want to run Rauk, make sure you give it good runes or nice runes. Also, if you bring in Rauk, there is another replacement for Loren, and that is Iris. Okay, it's a unit that everyone doesn't have, and it's still OP even with the nerf, right? She still strips. There's still a very high chance that she strips, and with the despair build, without the strip, she still has a very high chance to land a stun. So that could just destroy your turn order, destroy your team, because usually if it's a Seara, Iris, Raoul, if you fail to take a turn, usually in the second round of their turn, your team is done for, because they just do so much damage. But yeah, those are the replacements. I can't really show you the rune requirements for those two variations because I don't have them. I mean, I do have Raoul, but I don't have it runed. But I think that at least the Raoul needs to be looking like the Perna with more speed, so it goes right after the Seara. But anyways, now let's look at my team and their runes. So we already know the team, it's this. Let's look at the Loren, which is first. So my Loren did get changed. She wasn't on Violent Will, she was on Violent Revenge. The funny thing is that I think when it was on Revenge, it was getting more wind, but I don't know if that's just because people have counters to it now. But anyways, this is her stats. I think she's a little low on the HP. I think to be safe, she needs to have like 20k, plus 20k HP in G1. The defense is fine. At the speed, again, it's plus 151, which makes her 253, which is right at that benchmark, right? But again, there are guildmates in my guild who are running 270 violent Lorens, and I want to actually achieve that, but I just didn't have the runes to give Loren. So that's that. The crit rate, crit damage is just ignore those two stats. Resistance, the higher the better. If any additional you can get from your runes, that's great, but don't focus it. And finally, the accuracy. This is something that you should focus. The higher the better again. I personally think higher than 55 is the way to go, but I was only able to get 46 on Violent Will. So she's on speed. Wow, this is a very bad rune, right? So there's improvement here. I could change this. HP, this is like whatever. This is also not that great. And defense. So this is the one rune that's like pulling all the other runes. Actually, this other one too. So this one's also pretty nice. So these two runes are the ones that are pulling this up, and all the other actually my violences are so bad. My violence set is bringing the entire combination down. The artifacts, you can see is not fully skilled up. Maybe I should, but skill 2 accuracy, which is great. Defense plus, which is great. Skill 4 crit damage. Okay, I need to farm my artifacts. Sorry guys, this needs to be replaced. But again, I am not farming artifacts right now because I'm so focused in farming GB12, trying to get more 300 sets. But so that's that. And then the light artifact, this is a little better. Damage received from fire, damage received from water, and the last one is kind of irrelevant. But these two are nice. I should give this to Fran in RTA so that she doesn't get one shot by Daphnis. But anyways, that's her artifacts. So this is the Loren that's going first. Now my Seara. So also my Seara got a revamp after the last free rune removal. It's already been like over 2 weeks, but nonetheless, I'm showing it to you right now. I killed the crit rate and I killed the accuracy, but instead I upped the HP, upped the attack, and upped the speed a little. And she's on Violent Will. She's on speed, attack, HP. That's my fastest will rune right there. I think that's my fastest slot 6. And all the other runes are pretty good. I am happy with her runes overall. And her artifacts, this one gives her more accuracy on skill 2, so she actually has 66. Bomb damage plus 6%. Crit damage you see minus 3%, that's also helping. And additional damage by speed 34, it's all helping. This is a very nice artifact. I should lock that. And then this wind artifact is damage received from fire, minus 6%. Attack proportion to lost HP, 16%, and bomb damage plus 1. Overall, this is how she looks, and she's going second. And lastly, this is the Perna, which also got a revamp. She's on Violent Will. She got more HP, more attack. I think defense around the same, more speed, less crit rate. I think that's it. Maybe a little less crit damage, like 3% less. I think she at least had 150, but anyways. I think she lost like 8% crit rate, but I think that's fine because, you know, it's the fire chicken that always crits. She's on attack, crit damage, attack. And again, I am happy with her runes. This could be grinded even more, so she could get tankier and faster, so that's great. And her artifacts here, HP revive plus 5%. This is wasted stats because she comes with full life. Defense plus proportion to lost HP by 5%. This is okay. Skill 3 recovery. This works on her passive, so this is really good. And the other one is just whatever. So this is a whatever artifact, other than the recovery plus 15%. Then here she gets attack main fire artifact. Attack plus proportion to lost HP. Additional damage by HP, crushing hit damage, attack bar when revives plus 2%. So this actually helps. But yeah, so that's that. Those are the stats. Again, you could replace the Loren and Perna, and it'll still be a very good team. The middle could be a Orion, and the last could be a Rauk. If it is a Rauk other than the Perna, there's another option where the Loren could be an Iris. So the variations are Seara, Loren, Perna, Seara, Orion, Perna, Seara, Orion, Rauk, Seara, Loren, Rauk, and Seara, Iris, Rauk. I think that covers all of it. So those are the variations, and this is how you should use them. The turn orders should be the same for all the variations. The middle person that goes here, that goes instead of the Loren, should be going first. Iris should be going first. The Orion should be going first. The Orion, Loren, and Orion, Loren, Iris should be going first. Seara should be going second, and Perna Rauk should be going last. I am seeing more variations on this. There are a lot of people putting Masha too. I just don't have a Masha. So, but yeah, Masha could work here as well. I think she brings in extra defense break, right? Yeah, Masha works as well. But yeah, guys, that is it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope the stats that I showed you helped, and I hope that if you guys have these units, that you guys could build this defense in an F5 tower. If there's any questions, put a comment below and I'll try my best to answer them. If you guys like the video, please give me a like, and if you guys haven't already, please consider subscribing because I'll be putting up more of these content, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.